games with me, huh? Come on out. I'll make it nice and quick. You can trust me.
Yes?
Excuse me.
What do you want? We don't need any more trouble around here.
Didn't you ask the
You're with the Minutemen? We sent word with one of them passing traders, but honestly, most people don't put much stock in the Minutemen these days after...
Uh-huh. Is there something you need?
There's a raider gang that's been giving us trouble. We know where they're coming from.
I already took care of those raiders. Now, what do you say?
Oh, no. That's some good news. You know what? If we want things to get better, we've got to... So, we're in.
Let's trade some things.
Of course.
Huh?
Just looking to trade a little.
Sure.
This might be the first... season where we'll end up...
Quite the adventure when I was younger. Now these old bones just can't keep up.
I haven't forgotten that you need my help. Remind me as soon as you found out what that settlement needed from the Minutemen.
You know that settlement you sent me to help? They've decided to join the Minutemen.
That's great news. I knew you were the right person for the job. By the way, you should have one of these flare guns. You can use it to signal for help, from any nearby Minutemen. It'll get more and more useful as we get more allied settlements. Eventually, you'll have help wherever you need it. I guess you know I'm one of the last of the Minutemen. But I never really told you what happened to us.
Are you really the last Minuteman?
Maybe not literally. There must be a lot of, but we were the last active group of Minutemen.
What was the Quincy Massacre?
I thought everyone in the Commonwealth knew about that by now. I was with Colonel Hollis's group. A mercenary group called the Gunners was attacked. We were the only ones that came. Only a few of us got out alive. Colonel Hollis was dead.
Sure.
We never found a safe place to settle.
Mm-hmm. What was the Quincy
I
Massacre?
thought everyone in the... We were
Right.
only a few of us. We
Mhm.
never found a...
I know how it feels.
Yeah. That's why I'm talking to you.
Uh-huh. Why can't you leave?
That's not who I am. I can get my men through a firefight, but that's not gonna be... We need someone who...
Uh-huh. Okay. I'll do it.
Good. Good. Welcome aboard.
Uh-huh.
Don't worry.
Why are you calling me General?
The leader of the Minutemen has always...
Uh-huh.
Our last leader was General Becker. The one good thing about being the last... Now it's your job to make him... A pack of ghouls has holed up near a settlement. They could... I'll mark it on your map. We can use all the support we can get. So see what you can do to help.
Hey.
You wanted help earlier. Some kind of machine to get into the Institute?
Did you know the Institute has a teleporter?
Teleportation? If anyone can make heads or tails of those plans, it'd be Sturgis. Maybe you can find out where those bastards are coming from and put a stop to it.
I'm busy.
Preston thought you might be able to figure out these plans for me.
Sure thing. Let's see what you've got.
Here you go.
Wow. What a mess.
Uh-huh.
Teleportation.
It's real.
Seriously?
Uh-huh.
Anyway, the egghead's never...
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna need some time to study this thing. But, you can get started on what he... it'll need some pretty high-grade metals.
Can you give me a list of what I'll need to build this platform?
Yeah, sure. Here's a list of what you'll need for the first piece. I'm pretty sure while you're working on that, I'll get busy. Keep in mind, I can already...
Right.
Like if you had a spare nuclear reactor handy, and it's going to be big. How's it going? Did you find a good spot to build your signal interceptor?
Yeah. Ready to build the rest of it.
Good. I think I got a handle on this.
Sure.
Here's a list of 3 things. I'll meet you over at the buildings.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Sturgis. I'll get right on this.
Good deal. One thing to keep...
Uh-huh.
I'll see you over at the...
This isn't gonna do anything without power.
Everything looks good on my end. Ready to see if this thing actually works?
Let's do this.
You sure? I'll start scanning. I'm ready when you are. Okay, hold real still. I don't want any corruption of the molecular beam. Oh yeah, by the way, I figured this was a golden opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute, what they're up to. Yeah, this holotape's all set with a program that will scan their network and download anything it finds. Uh-oh. Yeah, we better hurry. And don't worry about that tubing wiggling around. It's, just there for decoration. Okay. Scanning for the Institute signal. Tracking RF. And... got it. Hold on to your butt.
Hello. I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the
Broken.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
Sean, where is everyone?
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Yes, it's me, your dad. I'm here, Sean.
What's going on? Father? Father!
What do you want me to do, Sean? What can I do?
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Who is Father? Where is he?
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Father? That's your name? Your title?
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute, just as you mean to your son, to Sean.
I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
He's here, in the Institute. Closer than you think. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you. After all this time, it's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod, and when searching for the sun, you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality, and here I am. Raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
They stole you. Kidnapped you. Wasn't right.
Right, wrong, irrelevant. It was necessary. The Institute believed humanity's future depended on it. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being, walking.
Human synths? Really?
Human-like synths. A great distinction. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the base. I am their father. Through
60.
I know. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up?
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seemed...
Collateral damage? Is...
What would you have me say? For many years, I never questioned. With old age comes regret. But what else can I say to ease your mind?
Kellogg.
Kellogg. He was a...
Sure.
It wasn't until I became director that I...
You knew the man?
I don't expect you... The Institute...
Right.
Institute Technology. He never failed. I won't lie. What else can I say?
So you're in...
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working at the Institute.
But director?
I was the most qualified for the position. I've lived my life within these walls. Dedicated. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen, just... I know there's more. The Institute is on the verge of something.
Right.
I've been a part of something amazing here. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that.
You want me to stay here? In the Institute?
Yes. That is what the Institute can provide. You've been in the Commonwealth.
How can you say that?
Because it is the simple truth. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, we really do have you. Will you take that chance?
I just don't know.
Just give it time. Give the Institute a chance. The Institute is now your home, as much as it.
Sure.
You want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in facility, and finally Dr. Lee in advanced systems. They've all been...
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Useless.
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase out on these older models can't help.
You're here. Glad you made it. Is it true Food Supplement 77 has been discontinued?
That is correct.
That was my favorite one.
Hello.
Greetings. As the Institute's requisition vendor, I can provide supplies for your missions on the surface. How may I assist you today?
What can I requisition?
I have access to it.
I'll take a look, sure. Hey.
Welcome. Do you require additional supplies?
I'll take a look, sure.
We don't usually welcome outsiders. I hope you can appreciate your good fortune.
Hi, Doc.
They weren't kidding. They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. If you don't mind my asking.
What makes you ask? I'm a complete...
I suppose when I heard your story, I just... You've suffered more tragedy than any one person deserves.
Right.
I'm sorry. I know that now. I'll give you a quick rundown of the... As you might guess, we keep the Institute's we maintain and upgrade all of... There's a lot of machinery behind these. The work we do might not be as exciting. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
On board with what?
The Institute, of course. Sean implied you operated on a level, if not equal, then at least similar to... If there's anything else you'd like to know about...
Who built this place?
The construction of the Institute is the original survivors of the war, our progenitors. Over time, their sons and daughters dug deeper into the earth. It's a process that's still going on today. Even now, just think what this place will look like 100 years.
Dr. Fillmore.
Hey, what do you need?
It must be a challenge to meet the power demands of a place like this.
Absolutely. We've scratched over the years. We've learned a few.
Right.
When necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. Fortunately, advanced systems is all. It's a good thing too, because the demand is always increasing. You don't even want to know what is.
Reporting status. All functions normal.
Remember to conserve power at every opportunity.
know the protocol, sir. Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo thinks he can hide in his office, does he? Well, you can tell him that I intend to speak to Father about these unannounced security sweeps of yours. Ransacking my quarters in the middle of the night is totally unacceptable.
I'll pass along your message, Doctor.
See that you do. Our new synths are so lifelike, I keep mistaking them for real people.
Doctor.
Welcome. Welcome. It is so good to meet you. I truly hope you...
What do you do here?
Oh, I'm in charge of housing and provision. It's my mission. You should know that many of us... People on the surface have got it pretty bad. Makes me thankful for being down here.
Dr. Oberlin.
I hope all your needs are being seen too. You just let me know if they're not.
Nothing to report, sir.
I'm seriously thinking of heading over to robotics.
Feels
to
like
knock
this
some heads
project has
together.
been going on for
They're
months.
dragging their feet on the targeting package upgrades I asked for. Maybe I should take
We're
some
all
courses
looking
with
forward
me.
to working with
Send
you.
a message.
Please don't.
Pardon me,
There's enough
sir.
friction as it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
You going soft on me, Alana? My methods get results, and they will this time as well. You'll see. If the robotics division was a little more careful, we wouldn't have synths trying to escape.
Hey, Doc.
So, here you are. Justin Ayo, Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity. I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
Why? Don't you trust me?
I'll be honest. You're the first outsider to be allowed access to the Institute. It's nothing personal. Now, Father has asked that I provide you... Our primary responsibility is the recovery of...
Why would synths want to escape?
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why they're escaping, our main instrument is the Courser. A third-generation Coursers hunt down and reclaim. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat and... But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered... In fact, I'd very...
I'm no stranger to...
Even so, a Courser should be more than a match. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed... Now, unless you need something else, I'll get...
If you're the acting head...
Dr. Zimmer holds that position. He's supervisor in his absence.
Always be vigilant.
Dr. Ayo.
Yes,
We have
what do you
many
need?
enemies.
I'd like to know more about this synth.
Fine. Once a Courser has located a rogue synth, it uses that synth's... We then begin the delicate process of restore. In those cases where the procedure is successful, the synth returns to duty. All too often, we're unable to repair the damage and are forced to...
Carry on, sir.
Excuse me.
Good to see you.
Report anything suspicious to the SRB. It's an honor to meet you, sir.
see any suspicious synth activity, report it immediately.
All systems nominal.
No visible reaction to the K-14 compound. We'll start the next trial then. The dosage will be much larger.
Will there be any pain?
Once you've settled in, I'll want to do a physical and get a file going. I honestly don't know. I suppose it's your job.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Nothing. At this point, she's just doing it for fun.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Oh, hi there. Sorry if I seem distracted.
What kinds of blueprints?
Mostly components for a new plasma pistol. High energy weapons are.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I really hope. If you ask me, we're only scratching the surface with the latest synths. Well,
Dr. Orman.
sleep is such a waste of time. I'd rather be designing more efficient plasma emitters.
This is day 8 of Trial 6. The last week has been very productive but exhausting. I think we'll need a break after this. Benet has done some really marvelous work with the personality mesh. It's almost too good.
Excuse me, Doctor?
Ah,
The responses
it's you.
map almost identically
here,
to
then.
expectations.
Yes, yes.
Some of the most
I know who you
lifelike
are.
I've seen.
We all do. While
Of
I'm sure
course,
Father is very happy
it's
that
not
you're here,
really
I do hope
Sean.
it doesn't interrupt our
None of
work.
his memories are in there. That, even now, would be a step too far. It's starting to have an effect on the team, I think. I know I've been caught up in the moment once or twice. Just a second or two, forgetting that he's not a real boy. Still, I think we'll need to consider restricting him to the lab only for the moment. I'm well aware that others are put off by his presence. If I were slightly more arrogant, I might consider that a sign of success.
What is it you're working on?
Advanced Systems, Special Projects. You've seen the boy. Oh, before I forget, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a Courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay...
Uh-huh. A Courser chip?
The same thing it does for our Coursers. Creates a link to the relay that allows them, in case the significance is lost on you.
Right.
If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of... Now, unless there's something else...
Is everything okay, Dr. Lee?
Yes, things are... I'm sorry, I don't social...
Dr. Lee, tell me about the people in your division.
I'm not sure what there is to... Dr. Watson is the Specialist Projects... Dr. Ormond is one of the youngest scientists.
Dr. Lee, I'd like a progress report.
Taking your new appointment in stride, I see. Very well. We've shifted resources off of other... I'm hoping that the above-ground efforts are successful.
Dr. Lee, I'm good for now.
All right.
Dr. Holdren's synth gorilla project is showing promising results.
I wonder how the Warwick family is doing. Young Wally must be close to 10 years old by now. It's remarkable that any child can survive for so long. I try not to think too much about it. We have more than enough to occupy ourselves here. Those people are the last remnants of a dying past. Well, subject. We can at least admit it. After all, how can we hope to redefine mankind if we can't even hold on to our own humanity? Well, that's a question best left to our colleagues in the robotics division. Yes, well, I suppose you're right.
Nice. No way I could pick this. Sweet.
Perimeter movement detected. Possible stealth unit in the AO.
Got it. That's it. I'm through.
This is Dr. Elliott reporting for the Bioscience Division, March 22-24. We just received another batch of subjects, but as my previous report stated, we're at an impasse here. More of the same won't help. The two most promising strains of FEV have been adapted to an ideal state, but we're still missing something. I am officially echoing the team's position. The most likely progress for our